Malignant is a movie I best describe as being fun. Malignant is somehow an incredibly entertaining viewing experience, despite some of the completely messed up subject matter that it deals with. The story follows Maddie, who starts experiencing some weird visions and a string of bad things that happen after a really bad day. It's tough to explain this movie without delving too deep into spoilers, so just know I'm going to section it off as I usually do, with a spoiler-free and then a spoiler section. Another thing about this movie, on top of the spoilers, is it's really tough to describe. For what it's worth, I think James Wan once again crafted a dang near perfect horror movie. How the heck does this man keep doing it? For Malignant, it felt like he's looped around his career, if that makes sense. So we started off with his indie days, and then he's taken all the things that he's learned along the way and kind of put that into this movie. One of the things that really stood out to me in Malignant was the amazing cinematography, because there's so much color in this movie, and even on a rewatch, there's a lot of hints through the color, which I'm sure good cinematographers do on purpose, but on a rewatch, I caught it. I didn't catch it first time around. The film wasn't really that scary, but I don't believe it was trying to be that scary, but there's some pretty messed up ideas. The original and licensed score of the movie were really great, and they were music to my ears. It feels like Joseph Bashar's best work yet, in my opinion anyways. I mean, music is subjective, but for me, it definitely felt like some of his best work he's done yet. It felt very atmospheric, and it felt very 80s, which was great. Who doesn't like the 80s? Juan did say he wanted to make a movie that was kind of like a movie you would find on a bargain bin in an 80s VHS store. I think he succeeded. I can't say too much more without spoiling. So overall, I think it's a really fun movie. It's a slasher movie. I'm gonna categorize it as a mystery slasher. A big complaint with it is that it was marketed like a Conjuring movie, but it's not a Conjuring movie. So I think the marketing hurt it, unfortunately. It's not that. It's a mystery slasher. That is the best way to put it. And I think that's the expectations you should have. I think it's very fun, and it's a mystery slasher. I recommend it a lot. Now I'm gonna go into the spoilers. Just warning, if you're still here, you're gonna know who Gabriel is. I touched on nothing, but I felt like I couldn't. It's just good. Anyways, spoilers! On a rewatch, the only gap in logic that I could find within the movie's rules was Derek's death. I mean, heck yeah, good riddance. Who needs him? But Gabriel's presence felt more supernatural and almost feels like he's teleporting around, which I don't get. Everything else lines up in the rules. The main oddity here, because you can chalk it up to, oh, it's Maddie being put in the mental prison that Gabriel's putting her in, but then we see the couch rise as Gabriel stands up, and the lights and everything. That doesn't make sense. Gabriel being attached to Maddie or Emily, and the slasher having to move backwards while also moving forwards through her is... I loved it. That was such a cool concept, and I wish it would have been done sooner. It just looks so appealing. Concept of it is great. I really appreciated it. Visually, it looked cool having them, walk backwards. The police station sequence on first viewing, you would think that would feel out of place, but it somehow fit perfectly. That is way over the top. One of the cooler pieces of information about that is that they rigged the camera to a computer program so that all the camera movements around the police station were a camera operator, which makes sense when you look at it. It looks like CGI, but it's not. It's mostly done practical. Just Gabriel is CGI'd in, and then the blood and everything. The camera movement itself was programmed to do it and move it, everything. So there wasn't a person doing it, which is an interesting idea. Never thought we'd hit that age. It's kind of like a blending of CGI and a person. The body count was also massive in that police station. Like a tiny bit over the top. So worth it. Such a good sequence. It was a smart move to make you really hate Derek off the top and then off him quickly. Kind of makes you side with Gabriel. I mean, hey, if that's who he's going after, he's like Dexter. Let him go. Another standout sequence on top of the police station one is where Kakoa is chasing Gabriel at the third doctor's apartment. And then they jump off the fire escape and then go through the underground section. Visually, it's cool seeing Gabriel run backwards, but forwards. Again, as I said, in concept, it's weird, but cool. And then going through the underground undercity, great sequence. The fake out ending where the sister gets shot and the mother dies, it got me. I was expecting it to just be a one and done movie, and now I mean, it can be open for sequels, but yeah, I thought, dang, it's gonna suck when she wins. He's lost everything, but not quite. It was cool. We kind of got it, but we got it both ways. We got to see the villain win, and then the hero ends up actually winning. As a whole, Malignant is up there as one of my favorite movies. I mean, it's still fairly new, so it's tough to call it an all-time favorite, so time will tell. But as it stands, I really enjoyed this movie. It has elements of a slasher movie, predominantly a mystery movie, a possession, a detective thriller, and it's a little bit over the top at everything it does. Why does her sister have to drive right to the cliff before she gets out? Like, you could have gotten out 20 feet back there, lady. Why? I apologize if this review is just me gouching about this movie the entire time without having too much substance to it. The problem is it's one of those movies that you really just have to watch. Malignant's cool. It's hard to summarize. I like it. Malignant is perfect to me. Might not be a perfect movie, but it hits everything right for me. I will definitely be rewatching this tons and tons of times over the years. Let me know if you liked it. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. I don't know, but I gotta plug all these things. What we're supposed to do. I don't know. Anyways, I appreciate you watching this, and I hope you have a good day.